am Virginia George. I'm the Director of Student Support for AYA, and I've been doing some really great interviews with host parents, local coordinators, and alumni of the exchange program. And I'm very thrilled to have my guest this week is Marvin from Germany.
Hi, nice to see you. How are you doing?
Hi. Good. So why don't you just take just a moment and introduce yourself? Where are you from and where are you now?
Okay, so my name is Marvin. I'm 27. I'm German, and I'm currently in Frankfurt, Germany.
Right on. I hear good things. I hear that's a really fun town.
It is.
So what do you do for a living? Are you working? Are you a student? What are you up to these days?
Yeah, so I'm at the moment, I'm a master's degree student, and in the last run, so to speak, of my semester. So I'll be finishing in a month. And yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And currently, of course, looking for jobs out here. And that's basically the part that I'm going through at the moment. Yes.
That's fun. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
What university are you studying at?
So I'm actually studying in the States at the Hult International Business School in San Francisco. Oh. And based on the current circumstances, I'm doing that remote from home.
Oh,
yeah.
Very cool. Hey, you know, part of the silver lining of all of this remote technology is that we're all figuring out how to do this stuff on video. And so I'm really glad that I'm able to talk to you like this. We never would have thought to do this 2 years ago.
Right. I mean, it's still a great opportunity to do all this remote stuff. You know, it comes with the costs, but it is better than nothing.
Absolutely. I agree. So let's talk about when you were an exchange student. Can you tell us a little bit about when and where you were on program with Academic Year in America?
Yeah, so I was with AYA in 2010, 2011, and I was in the beautiful Stamford, Connecticut on the East Coast. So yeah, and that's been 10 years ago. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah. So much has happened in that time. Yeah. It's crazy. So what was your relationship with your host family like? Are you still in touch with them?
Yes. So I basically talk to my host parents every other week, and I usually visit them at least once a year. So yeah, the relationship is great. So, I mean, it's been there for 10 years, and especially during the year, it's like a second family. That's what it is. So yeah.
So now that you're, 10 years out of doing this and you have that relationship, sounds pretty strong. What does it mean to you to have that second family?
Oh, it means a lot. Like, that means really a lot. I'm not trying to get emotional, but that means really like everything, like in terms of how I grew since then, how I look at people, like how I, even how I treat my own parents at home, and how I, try to engage all of them together and constantly asking how everybody is doing. And I think the most important part is basically building a relationship between two cultures. Mm. That's like the most important thing out of this relationship. So I always feel connected to Americans, especially to like all the surroundings I had with my host parents, like all the people we met, the kids in high school, like everyone that was surrounded in the circle within my host family is always like, it stays connected all the time.
That's so cool. It builds its own extended family, it sounds like.
Yes.
Looking back, is there one moment or experience that was really particularly impactful or important to you?
In terms of the host family or of the year in general?
I guess for the whole year in general.
Okay. Oh, there were many impactful moments. To say a few, I would start with the orientation days we had at the beginning. So where all these many exchange students came together for a couple of days, to get adjusted to the new surroundings, the new environment, and then from there head off to their host parents. So that was really impactful to exchange with them about their culture, their backgrounds, their perspectives, and all of that. So that was one big part. The other big part was mainly with my host parents, because my host parents love to ride horses, and they taught me within that year how to ride a horse and how to, work with them together. So that was something completely new to me, especially with the huge animal where I was afraid of at the beginning. And then over the year, I really gained confidence for myself that I know that I can work with animals like that. And that was really something that shaped my life for the long run. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That sounds like a great opportunity.
It's so good. So good.
Yeah, nice. We hear a lot from students that they come on this program because they want to gain independence or grow. And we do hear from students that being on an exchange program is very helpful to them on a personal level. Can you talk a little bit about how you felt you grew as a person from being on a program?
Yes. So I would say I learned to get out of my comfort zone like a lot of times, which helps you grow mentally and physically, so to speak. It's you learn more about yourself actually than about other people. That's what you do in this year, because you have so many situations where you go full in because you want to, you only have that 1 year and you just want to have the best out of it. So you really deal with yourself. You start to think about what you want to do in the future. What does this experience give you personally? But also, what does this experience give to your surroundings back home? Because when you want to, if you go back, you want to tell them how great this was, right? So yeah, you learn about yourself.
Got to have some good stories to bring back, right?
Right.
Do you feel that your time on program impacted what you chose to do immediately when you got home? So like your decisions for how to continue your education or your career goals for the future. Do you feel like that was influenced by your participation?
Yeah, especially the professional route. Like I say, I really wanted to do something globally, always related to the United States. That's partially the reason why I also study there right now at the moment. So I knew when I came back that this was not the last time, obviously, to come back to the States, but I also knew that I wanted to see that I get my education even further towards a global degree. I wouldn't say particularly an American degree, but a global degree, just because I fell in love with, communicating globally. So why not also do that on a professional basis? Yeah.
That's great. It sounds like it didn't just expand your worldview to connect to one culture, but it really made it global.
Right. Yeah.
That's great. That's really cool. Do you have any advice for a student who's thinking about coming and doing an exchange year, or someone who's planning to come, next year or the year after that?
Yes. So the first thing is obviously do it. It's the best thing you can do it in your young age. Enjoy every second, every moment. Try different things and talk to as many people as possible. Build your relationship with your host parents, with the host family, with all the siblings and what all comes in. Enjoy your days at the high school. Take different classes you don't have and try different sports, different clubs. Try everything that you do not do back home. That's the advice I can give, because this is the best thing you can do.
Nice. Do you feel like your experience being here in high school, how is it different from continuing your education and being a grad student now in the United States?
Yeah.
Apart from, being 17 versus being in your 20s, what were the differences? How did it feel different?
Okay, so what I still keep thinking about it now that you say it is, so the school spirit. I have to say the school spirit in high school is something that it's so different than actually in a business school, or then when I went back home, because this school spirit gives you like a belonging. Like you belong to a certain place and that it's part of you. So this is something that I still drag in with me around my waist. And now in grad school, there's still spirit, but it's different. But I think it's probably because you are more focused on your professional development rather than having, your youth spending the entire day, at the school campus. So,
do you remember your high school mascot?
We were the Black Knights. I remember. I can tell you why, because I played for the football team, which I haven't done before. So that was also a great experience. I still have my jersey back home. It's in a frame on the wall.
So cool.
Yep, still have that. that was a must-have.
I love it. Well, I also happen to know that your host family had a couple of siblings. When you were here on program, were your host sisters also around, or were they older?
They were older, but they were all around, not all at the same time, except, like the holidays, but like they were shifting all around. So I met all of them, which was incredible. So that was really cool. And one of my host sisters, so to speak, also lives in Europe, which is nice. So we had that, good connection between the Europeans and the Americans. So that was interesting. And yeah, I mean, I still have contact with them too. It's like, like the entire big family is still in my life, and I am in their life. So
that's really cool. I think, you have your host parents and then the host siblings, and then
right.
It just gets bigger and bigger and continues
It gets
on.
bigger. Yeah.
I know
then
that.
Partners of the host siblings, like all of that. It's really like one partner actually helped me out for my bachelor's thesis. For an interview. That was interesting. So after 5 years, she was able to help me there for an interview for a professional one. So like the circle is really, it's incredible. Yeah.
That's
really
great. Nice. Well, I'm so appreciative of your time, and I'm really glad we were able to connect so you could share the perspective you have now, a few years out of
right.
being on program. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what other students gain, or if they have similar experiences to what you're describing, so they can share about that in the comments, or we also have all of our blogs and our other social media platforms. So I hope that students will engage and understand what you're saying, and also be interested in learning more if they want to come on program and experience it themselves. Cool.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish all the best for them. And like I said, like enjoy every minute once you decide to go, and don't be afraid, even though it can be, but just go for it. I mean, this is a chance you don't get a second time around,
Absolutely.
That's good.
Cool.
That's really
awesome. Well, thank you so much, Marvin. It has been really just a blast talking to you. I look forward to hearing how your grad school finishes out, and seeing what the future holds for your relationship with your host family.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. Same here.
You as well. Awesome.
Thank you so much.